Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Dr. Tashambi Speaks. I am Dr. Tashambi. I want to talk to you all today about next level nursing. And you know me, I'll define to you what is next level nursing. Next level nursing is when you make a decision in your nursing career that you want to transition from one way of practicing to another way of practicing. So say for instance, if you're a novice nurse and you've worked on the floor for a year, maybe you worked on a med-surg unit and you kind of feel like, all right, now I want to maybe go work in peds, OB, ICU, or maybe you want to do community nursing. Everyone has their area of nursing that kind of appeals to them. So what you want to do is once that feeling comes over you or that thought, that notion comes into mind, you want to move on it. And the reason why you want to move on it is because if you stay in that same state, you will possibly experience burnout. Yes, you could experience burnout. Now, you know, in nursing, we practice the nursing process not just on our patients or when we're in the clinical environment, but we can actually practice it on ourselves. So let's do an assessment. We all know that's the first step of the nursing process. So in the assessment phase, we're looking at signs, symptoms, subjective, objective data. So I want to get data from you. So you respond to these questions. I'm going to ask you a question and you respond to yourself. And then this is going to help you know if you are experiencing burnout. Do you always feel tired or fatigued? Do you find that you dread going to work? Do you feel emotionally or physically exhausted? Are you feeling apathetic about helping other nurses? Which means, have you become that nurse that's no longer a team player? Have you become that nurse that everyone hates to work with? Are you losing weight and it's not intentional? Are you losing sleep? Do you find that you get up in the morning and you feel fatigued and you hate to go to work? If you've answered yes to the majority of those questions, the possibility is you are possibly experiencing burnout. Burnout affects over 50% of nurses, and this is based on data from 2019. So we are talking pre-COVID, everyone. People were experiencing burnout. Okay, most nurses, they say that they have felt feelings of exhaustion, dread when it comes time to go to work. So think about those adjectives: exhaustion, dread, depression. So what do people typically do when they experience those type of negative feelings or those negative emotions? We try to do things to bring us up, make us feel higher, or bring us to a higher level in our emotions. Some people shop, some people hang out, some people go to parties. Unfortunately, some people use drugs, some people drink. Whereas some people may drink a glass of wine every now and then, they find themselves drinking a glass of wine every day when they come home from work, or every morning. People are drinking, mimosas, and they're not even on vacation. These are signs that we are doing things to try to prevent us from experiencing the burnout. Basically, we're masking the symptoms of burnout. So I'm asking you all to think about transitioning, put some work into transitioning, and make sure that you do it once that feeling comes on you, that you feel a little tired of the job that you're working. Because when you transition, it puts you in a place of excitement. It puts you in a place of hope. Even if you have to keep working on your job because everything is not lined up properly like you want it to be lined up, at least it minimizes the thought that you are stuck. Because when you feel stuck, that's when people begin to use vices to make them feel better. And to show you just how real this is, if you were to go onto Michigan.gov and click on Nursing Disciplinary Action Report, your heart would break when you see the amount and the number of nurses who are under sanction by the State Board of Nursing because of drugs and because of alcohol use. Now, what I want to do and what we have planned to do, I do have a friend of mine, and she overcame alcoholism in her younger years as practicing, and hers started out with just hanging out with folks in the morning time after the midnight shift, and it turned into drinking. And she volunteered and told me that she wants to tell her story. We are going to set up a live Zoom in January, and people, you can log in, ask questions, you can be anonymous, because we just want to make sure that we do our part in trying to ensure that no one that we've come in contact with, or just nurses in general, end up on state websites in the midst of trying to deal with something that a lot of us go through. Just working a job and feeling like, we're in a dead end situation. And sometimes people do revert to vices, and we want to make sure that doesn't happen to you. So just remember, you can follow me on Dr. Tashambi Speaks. If you have questions, come on, send your questions to me. People are sending questions to me. If you want me to make a video about a particular issue, I'm happy to do that. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Dr. Tashambi Speaks. My email is at drtashambispeaks@gmail.com. So I look forward to hearing your questions. And remember, take your nursing career to the next level.